Hello everyone, and welcome back to Simming Control Chaos, and today I'm going to be doing part 3 of my knife collection. Now this one I'm a little more excited about. Bleh. Sorry, it's really late. By this time I think it's about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just filming this to just trying to get something recorded basically, but I'm getting a little more excited about this one because the other two videos were just pocket knife videos. And yeah, I like my pocket knives, but I prefer knives like this, my fixed blades and the cases and everything. This one's a old timer. Let me back this out a little bit. Yeah, I really like this one. It's got a nice little rubber handle. Feels really good. I don't know what's up with this thing. It like just wiggles. What is that? What does this mean? I've seen a bunch of knives. It's like it has a number, then a T. I don't know what the T means, or I don't know what any of it means. If someone could tell me what that means down below in the comments, I'd be really appreciative. But I really like this knife. I used to keep it in my bug out bag once upon a time because I got into The Walking Dead, as I mentioned in the last episode. I was doing the bug out bag and trying to survive the apocalypse. Blah blah blah. I was like, I don't know, 16 when I was doing all this, making plans and everything else. I think it's right about the time the big 2012 scare went down. I didn't think the world was going to end in 2012, but I don't know, it was just a hobby I had for a while. Got a mossy oak one. Actually, I got two of these. They're different blade styles though. Oh, this is a little game I like to play on. Wait a minute. Wait. Alright, I bet you this is the potbelly one. God damn it. Usually I can always tell which ones are which. Oh well, this is the Tonto tip one. I really like these. It's kind of weird, all these little bumps and ridges. It doesn't feel right in my hand, I don't think, but it still feels comfortable, if that makes any sense. I think it's because these things are too small, but my fingers still fit in it. So my brain just gets confused. It's like, yeah, your fingers fit in there, and it's not hurting your hand to hold, but it's still weird. So, I mean, I like this knife. I've never really put it through too much stress, but I like it. Here's its sibling. This is the potbelly one. Ooh, I always do that. I always like catch it like right there, and I'm scared I'm just gonna cut it off because of this little gut hook back here. I don't like this one as much. I mean, it's okay. I guess it'd be a nice fishing. Like if you stuck it like in the end of a stick, you could use it for fishing or something. Because whatever gets stuck on there is gonna like get caught on that gut hook. But this is more of a skinning knife, I guess, is what you would use it for. That big potbelly. Again, I've never really put these particular knives through too much grief, but I always liked them. I got them for Christmas one year, I think. If you watched the last video, you'll know I got this cut right here. This is actually the knife that cut me. Once upon a time, this thing had shitty plastic handles on it that would just hurt your hand. So I put this wooden handle on here, and we put some little dowel rods in there to hold it in place. And it's a pretty good job. I sanded it down where I like it. I like the blade. This used to be my beater knife once upon a time, but I fucked up when I was making it. Like right there, you can see the metal sticking over, but you can see it real bad here. I thought if you had like a fire starter rod or whatever, you could like use that to like scratch against it. So I just left it. I didn't ever redo the handle. But if you're using it, your pinky will rub up against that, and it gets kind of rough. Hang on, let me readjust so as you can see it a little bit better. But yeah, it's another one of those. I think I got this at a flea market for like $10. That's usually what I paid for these bigger knives. It was about $5-10, somewhere in that range. Most of the time the handle was shitty, so I would try to fix it. Here's an Elk Ridge one. Now this one I like a lot. Not because of the knife itself, because of the handle. Holy shit. all nice and shiny and everything. It'll probably make the camera go down, but I don't know what it is. If you notice, the metal sticks up past that wood, plastic, I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to say wood handle. And usually that's a turn off for me, because then you like your fingers are up against the edge of that metal, but it is like butter smooth. There's no rough spots anywhere on this knife handle. It is just amazing. I have never used the knife, or blade itself, because it's all shiny and pretty, and it's more or less like a display knife for me, I guess. Just kind of wanted to keep it as nice for as long as possible, I suppose. So, you can almost kind of, yeah, you can see strengths. You can kind of see yourself in it, can't you? Hi! Here's another little old-timer knife. My dad got this for me for skinning deer or whatever when we used to go hunting back in the day. I haven't been in shit probably 2-3 years, because that used to be his big thing. He would take me off hunting or camping or whatever. But it was never really my thing, so I just kind of fell out of it. But I still like some of the toys I got from those days. Here's my K-bar knockoff knife. Listen to, I think it's annoying when you're walking around with it. The rubber thing up here always a pain in the ass. Yeah, I don't know what knife this is. It just says Survivor on it. K-bar knockoff. Interestingly, in The Walking Dead, the governor's knife is like an exact replica of this one, or this is an exact replica of it, one or the other. But it looks exactly like the same. It's like a K-bar knockoff knife. I've used this before a little bit. You can actually, I use this a lot now. I think about it. I sharpened the shit out of this because it was dull. Just cheap. I don't know if this is 440. I don't think it is, but whatever it is, I know it was dull. But I sharpened it with a file, and it was good ever since then. I think I used to keep this in my bug out bag. I used to keep a lot of this shit in my bag. Can't think of it until I eventually settled on my final setup. This was my baby for I don't know how long. I love this damn knife. It's still in my top 5. Just because I've never seen a knife look like this. I love how the handle kind of slopes towards itself, and you got this nice little thumb groove. Your finger won't slide up past that, and you cut the shit out of yourself. When you swing, it's kind of got like a pot belly blade on it. I'm trying to think of what it's called, but I can't remember. But I just got this little thing here. I think this is a hollow grind. It cuts really well. Older metal, but the only thing I don't like is right there. The very tip of it broke once. I don't know how or when, but once I sharpen it and use it a little bit more, it'll even itself out. Or I could, I guess, come from the back, but that'll fuck it up. I'm going to leave it down here for just a second. Because I recently got a new one. They still make these. I think they just came out with the new ones a while back, but this is... Well, by case. As you can see here, it's more noticeable, like the tip compared to the other one. But this is the one that I was going to use to replace that one, because I was thinking I might not want to use it as much. So I just kind of got this as a backup, but I don't know, I just really like this knife. It feels like perfect in my hand. Alright. Oh god. Alright. I'm just going to preface this. When I say my cousin, I've said this a couple times. I have 4 cousins. Now, my oldest male cousin, his name's Jonathan. For whatever reason, he got stuck with the same name as me, except I'm John and he's Jonathan. He's like the biggest Rambo fan I've ever met in my life, so he got me this just because he knew I collect knives. Got a little wet rock in there, it's kind of shitty, but whatever. This is the only knife, or the only name I know for this knife is the Rambo knife. I know there's a couple brands that make this just because it's so iconic. It's got the little screw off thing on the end. Ow, that hurts with that cut in my hand. Come here. Got the little compass thing on there. It's okay. It's got this little thing in it full of... I stuck some extra stuff in here. It's got matches, clothespins, a band-aid, fishing line. I guess that's it, but... I remember I stuck some extra shit in there because they kind of cheaped out on it. It's a pain in the ass to screw back in. But, no disrespect to Rambo fans, but I really do not like this knife. Couple reasons. This diamond deck fucking handle will just dig into you. And this. You hear this? Yeah, fucking... That right there. This handle, because this is a hollow hand, or this blade, because this is a hollow handle, is just screwed in there. So it's loose. And I know if anything happens, this damn blade is just going to come flying out of there. So I have never used this knife because I knew damn well if I did it was going to break. So this has been a, yo, hey, look at my Rambo knife. Yeah, I got one. But, you know, don't do anything with it because it'll break knife. This one's kind of interesting. One of my old friends from back in grade school, his grandfather supposedly made this in a forge from a, I think he said it was a railroad spike. I think is what he said it was. So this is a handmade knife, so it's pretty neat. It's got like a little emblem there. I don't know what that means. It looks like a H, but it doesn't have the other things on it. But, yeah, that's pretty neat. Oh, this ugly ass thing. I don't know who got this from me or when, but like chained to this thing. Got this little saw thing back here. I don't know. I just don't know. It's not sharp. The tip is actually rounded, so it's not pointy. This is just a decoration thing someone got me once upon a time. But nice and heavy on the end. I guess if you wanted to, you could stick this back in here and hook it back with this shitty little Velcro thing here, because it's all holding it in. There's that. And I guess bludgeon someone with this, because it's about the only thing you could do with this thing. Otherwise it would fall apart. I got this in North Carolina. I remember where I got this. I think it was at the Indian Reservation there in Cherokee. Ah, shit. I just think I broke it or something. Ripped the leather out. I don't know. It's a whitetail cutlery. It's supposed to be handmade. I like this knife. It feels nice, but I don't like the blade. Like, I really love the handle on it. Feels really nice. It's just that blade's it's a little wonky for me. I mean, it'll work, I'll use it, but it's not my favorite. I like the sheath though, it's like real leather. Or at least it was supposed to be, but I mean, this is like, shit, probably 15 years old. So, it's still holding together. I'll give it points for that. I remember finding this knife in the back of my dad's truck when I was a little kid. I remember he just kind of gave it to me. I tried fixing it up. I have it back to where I guess you could use it if you had to, but I wouldn't use this for any like processes that you would have to like use food. I guess I would just use this as like a rough use knife. Just beat it, abuse it, see if you can break it, see how much abuse it can take. But other than that, I can't think of any other use for it, to be honest. This is an M16 bayonet. I think it says U.S. Army right there on it. Or just U.S. I don't think it says Army anywhere. I don't know where I got this. I think my dad said he bought it somewhere. But so you can get the little place where you can mount the M16 to it. At least I think that's what it is. This might be an M1 Garand bayonet. I don't know. I've never been in the Army, so I just know that this goes on a gun. That's about the extent of my knowledge on it, besides the fact that I do like it. The handle's nice and ergonomic. I think it's just a little loose, but I mean it's not that bad. I like the the blade, except for it's not sharp worth a damn until you get right here. Then it gets real sharp and pointy because that's where you're supposed to be stabbing people. It's like the entire point of this is just to stab people. So I mean it's good for that, but I mean I've never used it on anything else just because it's so damn dull. I didn't want to sharpen it in case this was like, I don't know, I guess worth something, I guess. So I just kind of keep it in a sheath and keep it as a collection or conversation starter. I can't remember where or when I got this. It's got some rust on it. So it's Wild Turkey Handmade. I remember using this one when I was a kid too, but I haven't used it in shit, probably 10 years. Longer, or actually shorter than that, probably about 8 years. So this next one kind of cool because it came with like a little hatchet on it. But damn if I use this. I don't know what happened to it, but there's like chips and dings and everything else in this blade. And I don't remember being that rough to it. But I mean, whatever. It's just a little beater knife. I like the hatchet more than I do this thing because, I don't know. It just seems like the axe is built better for some reason. Nice and sharp. Oh yeah, I've never really used this thing, but that thing is like razor sharp. Holy shit. It's nice and thick, so you don't have to worry about it busting if you... Obviously you can't split wood with this thing, but something smaller like, I don't know, maybe twigs or branches, or maybe you could like process like fish or something with this. Just something along those lines, just some more lenient work. I think it would do pretty good for that, so... Anyway guys, that's been my knife collection. Again, I don't know if you guys will like this content, but it's really the only thing I can think of right now as far as content goes, because I'm kind of in a hole here. I'm gonna do 2 other videos, I think, but besides that, I'll have to wait until probably Monday before I have internet again. So if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.